Hey guys, it's me Raul again here bringing you a status update. We are day 12 today, and today has been another great day. This morning, we went to the gym pretty early. I actually was able to go with my mother today, and she came over to visit. Now, today, if you've been following me on YouTube, you know this past few videos I've been talking about increasing the intensity starting on Monday. Um, but the thing is, I actually decided to do that today. I Today I did 20 minutes of high intensity interval training again, and I actually did sprints today. And the interesting thing about it is, if you listened to my video yesterday, I felt very strong. My breathing, my body was really in sync. Today was the same scenario, and I had to push myself just to see what I can do. So I actually uh, sprinted for 20 minutes, but this time I actually did it for 45 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So I would sprint for 45 seconds, then I would stop for 30 seconds, then I would sprint for 45 seconds and stop for 30 seconds. And this time that I did my sprints in comparison to all the other times, the intensity during those 45 seconds was a lot higher than previously. I'm just getting stronger, so it's really good. My diet's still on par. If you're following me on Instagram, you'll see that I have been substituting some meals for something else, like for example, pizza. I posted today that sometimes when I'm dieting, I'll crave pizza, and what I'll do is I have a low calorie pizza that I make. Basically, all it is just it's um, it's extra. It's wheat crust, but it's extra thin. I buy it at HEB. I haven't found one at like Walmart or any other place, but I really haven't looked hard enough. And of course, I'm from Texas, so I go to HEB to shop for that, and they always have it there. I've been interested in making my own crust to see if I'm able to create a lower calorie crust. But I mean, all in all, the extra thin wheat crust that I get from HEB is pretty low in comparison. And if you know pizza, you know the bad thing about pizza is that it's high in carbs and high in fat, and there's not a whole lot of protein in there. I mean, in comparison to the carbs and the fat, you got all the cheese, you got all the dough, and depending on where you're eating from, where you bought the pizza from, the crust in itself can carry a lot of fat. I remember a long time ago I used to work at at a pizza place. I'm not gonna say where it was, but we would make our pizza dough, and what we would do is we would just pile on oil into a pan, and then stick the pizza dough onto that pan and leave it overnight. And the next morning, the next day you would go there, the pizza crust would have risen and is ready for, to put the toppings on and start baking. But to think, the pizza dough also has a lot of fat. It's just not carbs. So, the problem with when you're not watching what you're eating and you're eating a lot of things like I was just eating a lot of, just fatty foods. It wasn't just fatty. I was eating a lot of calorie dense and I'm sorry, fatty dense and carbohydrate dense foods. And you can't have both. I mean, you really can't have both because carbs, if you know, depending on the type of carbs you eat and when you eat it and how much you eat it, turns into fat. That's just it's a sugar and it turns into fat. So, you can't if you eat too many carbs, too much fat, and especially unhealthy fat. It's not a good mixture, and that's what happens with pizza. But it's so good, so good, it's so special. Just that one food alone. So what I did is I'll use the extra thin crust wheat pizza crust from HEB, and I'll just buy just regular, you know, uh, pizza sauce, was just basically just, tomato sauce with some seasonings in it, and then I'll throw on. I'll always measure my chicken. What I'll do is I'll measure my chicken out. I usually put about whatever it is that I'm eating or supposed to eat during that meal. So for chicken, I'm usually eating about 8 ounces of chicken breast. So what I'll do is I'll grill the chicken breast first, because if you don't cook it, you stick it in the oven, the pizza crust is not going to be crispy. It's going to be kind of soggy, because all the fat and the water, whatever's going to be coming out of the chicken is going to be, seeking down into the crust. So what I'll do is I'll grill it first, and right when it's about to be done, where it's still pretty juicy, I'll take it out. I'll chop it up into little pieces. Then I'll go ahead and add it onto the pizza crust. Then I'll go ahead and sprinkle cheese. It's very, very light, depending on the size of crust it is that I'm using. I'll put anywhere between like an eighth of a cup to a fourth of a cup, or to be specific, I actually measure it in grams. I think it's like 25 grams, anywhere between 25 and 50 grams of low-fat cheese is what I'll throw on top of the chicken. And again, this just to try to keep the calories low, because of cheese carries a lot of fat. I don't use the fat-free cheese. I don't necessarily believe in that, because although it's lower in calories, significantly lower, if you ever tried melting fat-free cheese, it turned out to like rubber. It's disgusting. You can't eat it. It's just not natural. That's not normal. So, I don't do that. I won't use it again. I purchased it in the past. I won't purchase it again. So, I'll use low fat, and what I'll do is I'll just use less cheese, and that's fine. I love cheese, but hey, gotta be the way it's gotta be. Of course, at the end I'll finally top it off with some bell peppers, red, yellow, orange bell peppers on top of the pizza, and I'll go ahead and throw it in the oven, bake about 10 minutes. After it's done, it comes out, it's delicious. You're going to take a bite out of it, and it's going to be very crispy. It's going to be very, very good. Season your chicken. A lot of the flavor is going to come from the chicken alone as well. So when you take a bite out of it, it's going to be very, very good. And the one thing you're going to notice is it's not very fatty. It's actually very low in fat in comparison to the carbs and the protein. Okay, so that's what I did, if you noticed. And usually when I do that, the portions of pizza that I eat are probably about 400 calories. I'd have to look at the macros again, but it's about 400 calories. You tell me where you can find a 400 calorie pizza that has nothing, that where you did not substitute the crust for like cauliflower, for example. This is a real crust. It's real wheat, and it's very, very low calorie again in comparison, and it's a real pizza. So it tastes very, very good. It satisfies my craving for pizza, and it's excuse me, it fits my macros. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you a quick update. I'm feeling very, very strong. I was able to, I've been substituting some meals for others. I'm just kind of getting creative. That's typically what I always do. Please don't forget to like my video and subscribe. Stay positive and motivated for health. Talk to you soon.